the silence before the world awakens. Before the sun rises, before the noise begins, there's a small space that belongs only to you. The world is still. The air is cool. The mind, if left untouched, is calm. Most people ignore this sacred hour. They trade it for sleep, for distraction, for the endless scroll of other people's lives. But the Stoics knew this moment held everything. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor of Rome, used these first moments not to plan battles or dictate orders, but to meet his own mind. He wrote to himself in his meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Every day was a gift, and every morning he prepared himself to earn that gift by living with reason, discipline, and gratitude. The Stoic morning was not about success or productivity. It was about alignment, a chance to bring your thoughts, body, and purpose into harmony before the chaos of the world could pull you apart. So today, let's walk through 10 Stoic morning practices that Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus would have lived by. Habits that can help you cultivate calm, resilience, and purpose in a distracted age. This is not a motivational routine. It's a philosophical one. Let's begin where all Stoic wisdom begins, with the acceptance of what is. Number 1, remember you are mortal, memento mori. The first Stoic practice of the morning is not positive thinking. It's remembrance of death. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. To most, this sounds grim. To the Stoic, it is freedom. Every time you remember your mortality, you reclaim your urgency. Trivial worries dissolve. The opinions of others fade. You begin to see clearly what matters and what doesn't. So before anything, before touching your phone, before coffee, sit in stillness for just a moment and whisper to yourself, I am alive, but I will not always be. Not as a curse, but as a promise to live meaningfully today. Memento mori frees you from fear and replaces it with focus, because only those who remember death can truly begin to live. Number 2, rise with purpose, align with nature. Marcus Aurelius woke early. He didn't rise to impress others, but to fulfill his duty as a human being. He wrote, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I'm rising to do the work of a human being. The Stoics believed in aligning with nature, not only the external world, but your inner nature. To be human is to think, to act with virtue, to contribute. When you wake, you're not just beginning another day. You're returning to your purpose. Before doing anything, ask yourself, what does my nature require of me today? Not what others demand, but what the best part of you expects. Don't rush into the world's noise. Step outside, open your window, feel the air. That is the breath of existence reminding you, you belong here. To rise with purpose is to begin in alignment, to start not as a machine reacting, but as a mind choosing. Number 3, practice voluntary discomfort. Strengthen the will. Seneca taught, set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough clothing, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition I feared? The Stoics believed in training for adversity, not through grand suffering, but through small daily acts of control. Each morning, do something deliberately uncomfortable, a cold shower, a short walk in silence, skipping the comfort of instant stimulation. When you choose discomfort, you remind your mind who's in charge. You rewire your relationship with pain. You begin to understand that ease is not peace, because peace comes not from avoiding hardship, but from mastering your response to it. Marcus didn't need luxury to feel powerful. He needed discipline, and each morning he practiced it quietly, consistently, without applause. When you train your will in calm times, You prepare it for the storms. Number 4, journal with intention. Examine the mind before the world. Marcus Aurelius's meditations were not written for fame. They were his private morning reflections, the mirror of his soul. He wrote not to the world, but to himself. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your thoughts shape your perception, and your perception shapes your life. So each morning, take a few minutes to write, not for anyone else, but for clarity. Ask, what do I control today? What am I avoiding? What virtue can I practice right now? It's not about having answers. It's about seeing the mind clearly before the day begins. This simple act is the Stoic's greatest weapon, because if you don't meet your thoughts first, the world will meet them for you. Write like Marcus did, honestly, imperfectly, but intentionally. Number 5, detach from outcomes. Focus only on what you can control. Epictetus said, some things are up to us and some are not. Most of what disturbs you each day, traffic, messages, opinions, delays, lies beyond your control. The Stoic morning is about filtering your attention before the world claims it. Each day, remind yourself, I control my actions, not their results. My effort, not others' responses. Imagine Marcus Aurelius before battle, uncertain of victory, but calm in his duty. He focused not on conquering, but on conduct. Before you begin your morning tasks, draw that mental boundary between what is yours and what is not. When you learn to detach from outcomes, you gain something far greater than success. You gain serenity, because the world cannot defeat a man who plays only his own game. Number 6, meditate on virtue. Set an inner standard. Seneca said, choose someone whose way of life as well as words, and whose very face is mirroring the character that lies behind it, have won your approval. Keep that person always before your eyes, and live as if he were watching you. In other words, live under the gaze of your higher self. Each morning, the Stoic doesn't just plan tasks. He sets an inner standard. Ask yourself, what would the best version of me do today? How can I act with justice, temperance, wisdom, and courage? Virtue was not theory to the Stoics. It was practice, a moral compass guiding each decision. So before the world begins pulling you, take a quiet minute and visualize virtue. See yourself acting with patience, speaking with kindness, responding with reason. That visualization becomes the blueprint of your day. As Marcus wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Number 7, observe the mind. You are not your thoughts. Epictetus taught, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about them. When you wake, your mind begins producing thoughts, plans, fears, judgments. The untrained person believes these thoughts are reality. The Stoic observes them, like clouds passing in the sky. Each morning, spend a few minutes watching your mind. Let thoughts appear without following them. You are not the storm, you are the sky. Marcus practiced this detachment daily. He reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength. That realization changes everything. You stop being the slave of your emotions and become their observer. Before the noise begins, remind yourself, I am awareness, not impulse. And watch your peace expand. Number 8, begin with gratitude, the art of enough. Gratitude is not about abundance. It's about perspective. Marcus wrote, do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess. The Stoic morning begins not with what's missing, but with what is. Before you move, whisper 3 simple things you're grateful for: breath, body, and consciousness. This quiet moment shifts your focus from scarcity to sufficiency. And sufficiency is wealth. Seneca said it best. It is not the man who is too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. The Stoic starts the day rich, not in possessions, but in perspective. Gratitude turns ordinary mornings into sacred ones. Number 9. Guard your inputs. Protect the gates of the mind. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he guarded something far more important than his city walls: his attention. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. In today's world, the greatest invasion is not by armies, but by information. Every notification, headline, or comparison demands your focus and sells your peace in return. The Stoic morning must begin as a fortress. Before you open your phone, before you scroll through noise, ask yourself, will this strengthen my reason or scatter it? Seneca warned about this centuries ago. Nothing to my thinking is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. That means your mind should not be open to every voice that wants entry. You decide what enters the gates. Feed it with ideas that strengthen you, not with the fears of the crowd. So in practice, this means delay social media until after your first hour of deep work or reflection. Read a page of meditations, letters from a Stoic, or any text that lifts your spirit. Listen to silence, because silence itself is a form of wisdom. Remember, the first thoughts you allow in the morning are the architects of your day. Guard them as Marcus guarded Rome. Number 10. Prepare for the obstacles. Premeditatio malorum. The Stoic morning was never about comfort. It was about preparation. Before stepping into the world, Marcus Aurelius wrote this to himself. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Yet none of them can harm me. This is the Stoic exercise of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It is not pessimism. It is emotional armor. Imagine the day before it happens. See the small annoyances, the disappointments, the rejections, and meet them in your mind first. Then, when they arrive, they find you already calm. You might spill your coffee. Someone may criticize you. A plan might fall apart. The untrained mind reacts. The Stoic smiles because he saw it coming. When you prepare for difficulty, life can only surprise you with ease. Number 11. Move the body, discipline before motivation. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that he was not merely a mind, but a body in harmony with reason. He wrote, "Does what is useful to the whole also harm the part? Then you should not resent what is necessary to your nature." The Stoic understood, motion is not vanity, it is duty. The body, if neglected, becomes the first chain upon the soul. So, before the world claims your time, move. Not for appearance, but for alignment. Stretch, walk, breathe deeply. Train your body as the companion of your will. Epictetus told his students, if you wish to be good, first believe that you are bad. That belief isn't guilt, it's humility. You strengthen what you admit is weak. Every drop of sweat in the morning is a reminder. Discipline precedes motivation. You don't wait to feel ready. You move because reason demands it. And the movement itself clears the fog of hesitation, leaving only focus behind. Number 12. Reflect on impermanence, the Stoic view of time. All the philosophers of old shared this truth. Everything changes. Everything passes. Marcus Aurelius wrote endlessly about impermanence. All things of the body are as a river, all things of the soul as dream and vapor. To the Stoic, time is not a guarantee. It's a current. And every morning, you are given one more chance to swim with it consciously. So, take a few minutes each dawn to visualize your life as a river. people, possessions, achievements, all flowing past, beautiful, temporary. Don't grasp. Don't resist. Simply witness. Because the one who accepts transience learns to love more deeply. He doesn't cling, he cherishes. He doesn't waste the morning arguing with yesterday. He uses it to honor today. This awareness gives your actions weight, your words meaning, and your time urgency. When you truly see that this moment will never return, you live differently. You live awake. Number 13. Serve before you seek. Align with the greater whole. For Marcus Aurelius, life was never about self-promotion. It was about service. He wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." The Stoic morning ends not with self-reflection, but with intention to serve. Before you rush into your tasks, pause and ask, how can I contribute today? What can I give rather than take? It could be your work, your presence, your example, your patience. Because every act done in service of the greater good refines the soul. When you begin your morning with service, you end your day with peace. Because the Stoics' goal was never fame or wealth. It was harmony with the universe. That harmony begins at dawn. Epilogue. The stillness of a Stoic morning. The sun is now up. The city hums. And yet inside you, there is still silence. You have remembered death, aligned with nature, trained discomfort, examined thought, detached from outcome, practiced virtue, guarded the mind, prepared for hardship, strengthened the body, accepted impermanence, and chosen service. You have not just woken up. You have awakened. Marcus Aurelius, seated in his tent before a day of war, would write not of conquest, but of control. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last. That is the essence of the Stoic morning. To begin each day as if it were your final chance to live rightly. The Stoic does not seek perfection. He seeks presence. He knows the world will test him, but he has already met himself at dawn and found his center. So when you rise tomorrow, do not rush. Do not drown in the noise. Meet yourself first. Breathe. Remember. Act with virtue. And when the world greets you with chaos, greet it back with calm. Because you are no longer a slave of circumstance. You are a master of the moment. When you rise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. Let this be your silent prayer at dawn, a reminder that before fortune, before success, before anything external, you already possess the power to live well. And that power begins, as it always has, in the first quiet hour of the morning.